I like it. Yeah, I like it, and it's fun. It left a lot of questions, but it still had a lot going.
Yeah. What'd you say last night?
Saw his family.
Saw his family.
Yeah.
And you said, where was the family?
Right.
Yes, where is it?
Exactly.
So I was going to review this, but everyone else, like, we all had so much to say about this movie.
Yeah.
I wanted to like this movie because I kept reading that it was cool.
Right.
And, like, by the, like, probably 20 minutes into it, I just couldn't do it. So, anyway, so the movie, I guess, let's just go through from the beginning. So first off,
Flat part.
like, these kids that you don't care about buy this town for some reason in the middle of nowhere. And it's like I was even thinking this, like, who's gonna go to this town in the middle of nowhere?
Right.
And then all of a sudden there's this old lady that no one knows, like, anything about, and obviously Leatherface is there. So after the first movie, Leatherface apparently, like, walked and met this old lady somewhere.
At an orphanage.
And she had an orphanage, and then there's a picture of Leatherface in the thing. But in this movie, he's supposed to be, like, at least 80.
Right.
Because I did the math. But then it shows his face, which right when I saw that, I was like, I'm done.
Yep.
I was like, I'm done. You don't see his face because the original, the face that he wore was who he was at the time. And
Right.
not seeing his actual face is what made it scary.
Exactly.
So I was out, like, pretty much once I saw that. And then,
There's only 2 cops in this town, too, and that wouldn't happen in 2022.
yeah, there's only 2 cops in the whole town.
There'll be like
So,
there'll be like 50 or 70 or
It'd
stuff.
be like the 70s.
so Leatherface has been hanging out for like 45 years at this orphanage, and he learned how to build a wall. He learned carpentry,
Yeah.
and he hid his chainsaw in a wall, and the old lady was like, oh, we needed a new wall up here. There's too much room.
Right.
This is cool. So he built a wall, and then I guess he just helped the old lady around the orphanage and played with the kids and had fun. And so then the people that buy the town kick the old lady out, and she dies. So then Leatherface is like, all right, that's it. I'm tearing down my wall. And then he just starts cutting off faces, and I really don't like the way the mask looks. I think it looks really stupid.
Yes, it
And
does.
it's not sewn, so how did he keep it on?
He
the
just
whole
puts it
time?
on and it magically sticks to his face. There's no
Through the
stitches
hole.
in it or
It
anything.
would just slip off from the blood on it.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of the clown from Dead by Daylight. You know that one skin?
Yeah.
Yep. She said, looks like the clown from Dead by Daylight, which it does.
It does, yeah.
So anyway, we never hear what happened to Drayton. And, like, Grandpa lived to be 1,000,000 years old, so he could still be alive.
Oh, he dead.
And they could at
age.
least say something about him.
They didn't say anything about the family.
They should have said the old
nothing.
grandpa died for old age.
Yeah. They didn't say anything.
And then they brought Sally back for no reason. There was, like, no reason for her to be in the movie.
So she had pointless scenes that didn't make any sense. Like she says, "Say my name," and Leatherface doesn't talk, and she never told him her name, so that made no sense.
He Googled it, but she looks like a cross between, I think, Jamie Lee Curtis in the new Halloween and Grandpa from the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because she looks pretty manly to me, and she
Yeah.
even talks like this. And
She's a ranger, like.
and then she finds Leatherface upstairs and is pointing a shotgun at him.
Like 10 minutes.
And then the next thing you know, all of a sudden, Leatherface is down outside, chainsawing through a window over 2 other girls. Like, what? She just, like, he ran by, like, see ya, and ran downstairs real quick, and she was like, oh!
And through the whole movie, Leatherface is like a chainsaw ninja, throwing his hammer, throwing the
He died.
Oh,
chainsaw.
yeah.
He died.
Hiding, like, he hid and put his chainsaw somewhere else.
He didn't use the chainsaw for, like, 40-something years, but all of a sudden, he's, like, throwing it and
expert.
spinning it and running
Yeah.
and jumping and
Gas.
Plus, he's
throwing it
supposed,
across the ground.
he's supposed to be mentally challenged in the first one.
With the gas.
And he is way too smart in this
He's
sequel.
supposed to be dumb. And how the chainsaw have gas, like you said.
Right.
How did it
gas?
start after 40 something years?
Yes.
Still have
And
gas. Yeah.
so
He changed through all these people in the bus, and it's this
Let me
chainsaw's going on forever,
Let me.
and it never runs out of gas.
I like, don't put, some parts I like, the part I mostly like when he chainsaw that girl when the tank out the window, then the guts come out. That part actually.
that's
good.
another thing. Like
Yeah.
the
That's-
blood and guts were good,
Yes,
but
it
the
is.
original is not even known for that. But
Right.
your brain tricks you into thinking it was like the bloodiest thing you've ever seen, which is why another reason it's so great.
True.
And Toby Hooper actually tried to get a PG rating on the first one, but like you don't even see the chainsaw kill Franklin, but your brain like thinks you see it. I don't know. I spent a lot of time thinking of what it didn't show, and it was more scary.
Yeah,
Like-
and that's the thing. He only kills one person with the chainsaw in the first one. And in this one, he's just chainsawing everyone.
Yeah.
And when he's on the bus, they could have easily overpowered him.
Yeah, there's so
Like
many
there were
people.
so many people, he probably would have killed a couple of them.
Right.
But they're just like,
Put
And
the
they're all-
cell phones.
And they're all at the emergency
Oh, yeah.
exit with their hands up in the window. Like, what are they doing? Like, they could have opened the window. Why didn't they open the
What?
emergency
Don't-
exit? I'm
The person
confused.
that opened the window, the one that got cut open, the guts came out.
Yeah.
I like that part.
So Sally's there, doesn't really do anything, and then she just dies. And what she should have ended up, like, I think, taking out Leatherface.
Right.
Like, her getting her revenge if she's
Finally,
even
yeah.
having. And then there's a big pool of water in a building for some reason. And then they're fighting in the water, and Leatherface sinks, and then he jumps out like Jason, like jumps all the way out of the water and grabs this girl.
Yeah.
And
Let me
Why
tell
is
you
there water?
I don't know why there was water.
Yeah,
Why didn't he try to drown her?
Why is there water from the bathroom? That where the bathroom
So Leatherface
was?
swam to the bottom and crouched down and like did this spring jump out of the whee and got her.
Yep, that's what happened. He double jumped.
And this might have been, but I think he fell in the water because one of the girls sliced
Yeah.
his face with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
But how? You
But
know,
that's what Sally
Sally-
should have done, like something cool like that.
Right.
But she didn't really do anything.
But he chainsaws Sally and throws her, and somehow she survives
It
that
looked like
and shoots him.
it really did look like a lot of blood came down.
And then dies after she says something. Like, her part was just
Oh,
completely
who
pointless.
said kill him? It will haunt you for like ever.
Yeah, if you don't kill him.
Yeah.
True. Don't run.
And there was this weird redneck guy, and I thought he was in on it at first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
me
he lived direct, like next door to the orphanage.
Me too.
Like, so he had.
I thought he was them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then he just dies, and that's the end of that guy.
Right. Leatherface
And,
smashes his head over and over again. And he wouldn't have
He
done
got
that.
some brain damage.
If you remember when he killed Kurt in the first one, he just hits him once with the hammer. Right? Or does he hit him twice?
He hits him a couple more times
Oh.
just till he stops moving, though.
Right, but this dude just keeps until there's nothing left. His
Also,
skull's
Leatherface
wrong.
did not make any noises.
no.
And if it's supposed to be Gunnar Hansen's Leatherface, he like made pig squeal noises and like screamed.
Oh,
He didn't make any noise like the
He's
entire movie.
silent like Michael Myers.
I guess his
and
ninja
Jason.
training, like you can't talk anymore because you're a ninja and you're supposed to be
Right.
silent.
The only thing I hate that I did is say Bubba.
Nah, no one called him Baba.
Nah.
Because there's no family.
And then he wasn't dead though, because then
He comes back and slices off the main girl's face or head and
His head.
holds it up.
I did like that part.
You mean the
I will say I
second main
that part
kid?
was cool.
Yeah.
And the girl's just driving away in the Tesla, like,
They're not
The
The
driving.
car's driving by itself.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no.
Then look.
Then at the end, after the credits, you see Leather walking towards his old house, which, why is that even still there, and who's living there, and that means there's probably going to be more, like, of these crappy sequels. Like,
Probably. Yeah.
Probably the family living there,
Now,
or they're just dead.
why didn't they just do that in the first place?
Right.
Like, have the movie about that.
That would make more sense, but
Is there anything we're missing here? Because there was a lot of...
there was a lot of stuff that we had to say. Oh, man.
I wasn't even going to make a
Wait.
video of this at first. Like, 20 minutes into the movie, I was like, okay.
But
Yeah.
why that guy at the gas station selling merch from a famous murder?
Well,
Yeah,
why
who's the
did-
guy? It never explained who that guy was.
The gas station. He
probably
calls
just-
Sally, but he doesn't call any other police.
He knows Sally. He's got her on speed dial. Calls her because of Leatherface, but then, like, you never hear from this dude. Like,
Right.
who was he? And he sells merchandise of Leatherface in his gas station.
He knows all this stuff, but
I don't
we
know.
don't know anything about
He's
him.
just some random dude. That,
Just is in the movie. Yeah.
and is the old lady, like, the old lady from the orphanage, it couldn't have been Leatherface's mom, or she'd be like 100 years old.
Right. She wouldn't have been alive.
I see people on the internet calling her mom.
Right. She can't be the mom. That makes no sense.
So who the hell is this lady? Leatherface ran away with his Pretty Woman outfit on and just ran to a random orphanage.
Right.
Oh yeah, I remember something at the end before he walks to the house. He did the thing from the first movie of the ending.
The chainsaw dance. Yeah.
He did kind of do a chainsaw dance.
I
He had
said
the
he
head.
better do it or I will hate it. He did it, so I like it.
That little part was kind of cool, but
Yeah.
not really. It was
True.
unnecessary.
It was. And, like, I believe that there's parts in it, like, I don't understand how the black guy survived getting chopped in the face with a, whatever, hatchet or whatever that was. And then
Yeah.
he goes out into the street and they're like, oh, don't die, dude. Like, that was a pointless scene. Like,
Oh,
why did
yeah.
he come back?
And then the
Yeah,
one
that's what I'm
lady-
thinking. Why
Yeah.
Leatherface not like just
Make sure he was dead.
Yeah,
Yeah. He
stab
would
him for the brain?
he would have made sure he was dead.
Then the
Yes.
lady was gonna call the cops when she saw him dead, and then oh, there's only 2 cops and they're dead. And,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
there's no way. Like, that would never happen
It would never happen. No.
unless you're on like a deserted island somewhere.
But why Leatherface getting the old lady with for years and years?
Why did he take her face off?
Yes.
It seems like if he wanted revenge,
He should have dressed like her.
yeah, like, it didn't make that part didn't make any sense either. And he's just in a field of sunflowers and
Oh, and that part when the van wrecked and stuff was like almost like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, by the way.
yep,
Because that's how Michael Myers escapes. He's in the back of a van and it crashes, and then he gets out,
yep.
and the people in the front, he kills them.
I feel like they really
Yeah.
ripped off Halloween, the newer ones, by bringing Sally back.
That's the only
Because-
reason they did it.
It's not even Marilyn Burns. It's some other random chick. And
Chick.
yeah,
Old person.
old lady. And
Oh, the grandmother.
Somebody posted a picture of one of the Jeepers Creepers.
mhm.
Or not that, Wrong Turn.
Oh,
One of the inbred people
yeah.
that looked exactly like that lady.
She does look like that. I just feel like her whole existence in this movie was pointless. She should be dead, or it should be like her daughter or somebody else if they're gonna bring that
If she
back.
actually did something, it would have been cool.
Right. She does nothing.
And she
Who should have took out Leatherface by like grabbing the chainsaw and stabbing him like through the chest or he head or
Yeah.
somewhere on the body?
And Sally has a picture of them in the van from the first movie.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it, and the hitchhiker took a picture, but he burnt it.
Right.
So where did this other picture come
Yeah,
from?
they never.
Like,
There's.
And
this
how
is
did it
the one
end up
picture.
in the middle of the street with her hat then?
Right, like it just magically is the pictures was in her truck, and somehow her hat and the picture are right next to each other on the street perfectly, waiting for the main character to pick it up. Like, it's just, yeah.
So, yeah. At least we didn't pay money to watch it.
True.
It was stupid. I don't like it.
We was on the same day movie came out.
Yeah.
I just showed them a video for All American Massacre, and
That looks
that's what
neat.
I want to see.
Yeah, for
You
real.
should look it up. Actually, I'll put a link to it.
Down below.
It was supposed to be like had Chop Top
I'm
in
going
it.
down.
Bill Moseley. It was in like '98 or something.
Oh well.
All right, it was dumb. I'm never watching it again.
Ever.